Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're trying the new Colourpop 1111 collection. I cannot wait to try this. The palette looks absolutely stunning. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Colourpop sent me a box last week and I have pretty much the whole collection here to show you. I am missing the lipsticks, but I have the palette, I have the blushes, and I have the eyeshadow sticks. I wanted to film this video like 4 to 5 days ago, but I was sick during the weekend. My whole body hurt. I couldn't talk. I was like a snot fest. Anyways, I am back. I feel so much better. My voice might sound a little bit different still because I still have a bit of a cough, but my energy is back, and so I am so excited to finally get to reviewing this collection for you. This is already available on the Colourpop website, and I have the links to all of the products down in the description box. You might also find the products tagged on the screen right here. Whenever you shop for my links, you are helping out my channel. Let's go ahead and get into everything I have to show you and unbox it. You can buy the entire collection for $99, and the collection has everything I'm about to show you plus 4 lipsticks. I don't have the lipsticks, I don't know why, but they didn't include them in the box. But here is a picture of what the lipsticks look like. They are various shades of nude. This whole collection is various shades of nude, which has me so excited because you guys know I love my basic nude colors. And so, like I said, you can get the whole collection for $99, or you can buy everything individually. The lipsticks retail for $10 each if you want to get any of those. Now let's move on to the blushes, which I do have, and this is what they look like right here. These blushes retail for $12 each, and as you can see, they are different shades of like peachy nudes in different depths as well. So let's start from dark to light. This right here is the darkest of the 3 blush colors. It is called Message Me, and it's like a muted brick type shade. Take a look right there. This one is going to be great for people who have tan complexions or deeper. This second blush is going to work wonders for people who have medium to tan complexions, and it is called Claim It. As you can see, it's a beautiful muted peach type shade. So let me go ahead and swatch it for you right here. Take a look right there. This is what the outside packaging of the blushes looks like on its own, by the way. This is the third and last, which is called Good Energy. And they come in plastic packaging similarly to the rest of the Colourpop blushes. Good Energy, like I said, is the lightest of the 3 blushes, and it's like a pinky, peachy light color. Let me just swatch it right here. So just take a look right here at what the 3 blushes look like when swatched. I actually think I can get away with using the 2 lightest shades, and I might combine them today so I can show you them both. I'm going to use my Refer number 5 to apply them. This is one of my favorite blush brushes, and I'm going to start with the shade Claim It. And I want to do a little bit of an ombre blush, so I'm going to do the darkest at the back and then the lightest more towards the center. So just a couple dabs of that, and then I'm just going to place it on the highest point of my cheekbone here. So this is the shade Claim It, blending it all the way underneath the eye. And as you can see, it's a beautiful mid-tone muted peach type shade. When prepping for this video, I did already contour my face, and everything on my face is of course linked in the description box. So take a look right there at what the Claim It blush looks like on its own. And like I said, I want to layer it with the lighter one of the 3, which is Good Energy. So with the same brush, I'm just going to grab a bit of Good Energy, and I'm going to add it to the apples of the cheek and blending it into my first blush that I applied. Just like this, and we have a nice ombre effect going from lightest to darkest. Very natural looking blushes. I love my muted blushes, so I am loving both of those colors on my cheekbones. Let me go ahead and show you the 1111 palette, which is what I'm most excited about in this video because it is just such a natural looking palette. Here is what the outside packaging of this palette looks like, and the palette retails for $18. You can get this whole palette at Colourpop for only $18. I'm very curious and excited about the quality of the shades. Obviously, I love I'm basic, guys. I love this color story. This is something that I know I would get a ton of use out of. This is a perfect everyday palette. You have some fantastic neutrals in here, a very muted pop of pink, a very muted kind of purpley shade, and some stunning metallics. What's not to love, right? So let's go ahead and go for the swatches of this one. Here are the first 4 shades. We have the color Total Angel, which very pigmented. Manifested, this gold right here, wow. And then Good Thoughts, which is our first matte, and it's a beautiful transition shade. Then another metallic shade called Balance, which is a rose gold color. So far so good. Let's keep going. Here are the next 4 shades. We have the color Protection, which is the muted pinky shade. The color Major Change, Reflect, which is a beautiful bronze, and Lucky Babe, which is a very light taupey transition color. Let me grab more, hold on. It's hard for this one to show up on my skin, but take a look right there. It's just a bit taupier than my complexion. I'm loving the swatches so far. Last row, which is almost all matte, but this one has like a sprinkle of shimmer in there. So we have the shades Perfect Harmony, which is this beautiful taupey purpley shade. Then we have Right Path, which is a stunning mid-tone neutral brown. The color Empowered, which is a bit darker and a bit more cool toned. And the last shade is called Divine, which is the darkest of the shades in this palette. And like I said, it's a brown with some sparkle thrown in there. I'm not a huge fan of this type of shade right here. I just want it to be matte. I don't want the added random sparkles, but besides that shade, I love everything else that I have swatched so far. So take a look right there at the stunning swatches. I can't wait to put this palette into action, which we'll do in a second. Before I get to the eye look, we also have 3 single cream shadows that came out as part of this collection. These right here retail for $8 each, which is honestly an unbeatable price. And just like with the rest of this collection, they're all beautiful nude colors. So we have the shade Angel Vibes, which is a stunning color. This for the inner corner, wow. We have the color So Celestial, which is like a beautiful taupey brown shade. And this warm matte brown is called Give Me a Sign. And take a look right there at what it looks like. Honestly, all of these are very pretty, very pigmented, and they feel very soft. Like, I think they would blend amazingly. So if any of you is a fan of single cream shadows, definitely consider these, because I think that these colors are beautiful. Time to create an eyeshadow look with this 1111 palette. I have a Sigma E28 and the shade Lucky Babe, which I think it's going to be a fantastic transition color. And so I'm going to add that color all throughout the crease of my eye with this blending brush. I didn't use any specific eyeshadow primers today, but I do have a bit of concealer and setting powder on my eyelids. And I'm just building that shade Lucky Babe to my desired intensity. I just wanted to show up a bit. Switching to a Sigma E24, I'm going to grab the shade Protection. And I'm also going to add this shade to the crease to kind of build a little bit of dimension. I thought this shade was going to be darker than the first one I applied, but it's not. So it's just making things a little bit pinkier looking, but not really adding intensity, which I thought I would do, but I guess I was wrong. So, alright, so I'm going into this shade next, called Perfect Harmony, and this one is going to darken up things a bit, so I'm adding it to the outer third of my eyelid, right back here, using the same Sigma brush, the E24, and I'm building that outer corner color first, and then I'm going to start blending it into my crease, just like this, and the same thing over here. For some reason, this shade just gave me like a teeny tiny bit of trouble. For the center of the eyelid, I want to use this color here. It's called Balanced, and I'm going to just tap it all throughout the center. And then I want the shade Total Angel here to be my inner corner shade. So with the reference number 2, I'm just going to add it to my inner corner and a third of the way in. Okay, so here's what the top of the eyes is looking like. The fallout goes away pretty easily, just swiping it off with a brush. For my waterline, I'm going to use one of these cream shadow sticks, and I'm also going to smudge it right in between my lower lashes. This one is in the shade So Celestial, and I'm blending it out with a reference number 3 brush. And then with a mixture of this shade and this shade, I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line. Just back and forth, and I'm using a reference number 13. Take a look right here at the eyeshadow look before I put on mascara. Honestly, loving it. Back with mascara on, and all I'm missing is something for the lips. Since I don't have the lipsticks from this collection to put on, I'm going to see if I can grab another one of these Sigma lip creams, because I loved this one so much when I tried it the other day. I think I want to try this one today. This one is called New Mod, and it's like a cool tone pink. I feel like it should match this eye look. No lip liner needed over here. Take a look right there. So this is the shade New Mod from Sigma. Now that the makeup is fully done, let me tell you guys my final thoughts on this Colourpop collection. I love basic ass makeup, and so this kind of just made my little heart happy. I love the color stories of the entire collection. I love my nude, neutral shades, definitely here for them. I definitely went the more cool toned route with this palette today, but you can also create some more neutral looks, some more brown neutral looks with it. You can use the bronzy shades and the gold shades for those looks as well, and that would be amazing. However, I just kind of went here today because I've been crazy for the cool tones lately. This palette for $18 is an absolute steal. Highly recommended, and it's something that if you're basic like me, you would totally get a ton of use out of, so I love it. This shade right here I mentioned gave me a little bit of trouble earlier, but then I realized that it was just that I didn't have the same amount of pink on that crease versus the other crease. So I added a bit of pink to the outer corner right here, and that fixed my problem. So now both eyes look the same, and so I have no complaints about the formula. For $18, this is incredible. It's amazing. Highly recommended. If this is your type of color story, definitely go for it. Now this does look kind of similar to the new Natasha Denona palette. Let me show you them side by side. Here's the new Colourpop palette versus the new Natasha Denona palette. Obviously, if you already have the I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona, you don't need this Colourpop one, I don't think. This is a better palette with a better formula in my opinion. You guys know I love Natasha, but if you wanted something that is kind of similar but just a lot more affordable, then definitely get the 1111 palette from Colourpop, because I don't think you're going to regret that decision at all. The blushes I thought were great. The colors are nice and neutral. If you're someone who doesn't love a very bright in your face blush, definitely consider these colors because they're very toned down blushes, which personally I really love, and if you are going to get this palette, they're going to be a perfect match. And then finally, I'm not the biggest fan of single shadow, so I personally will not get a lot of use out of these, but the formulas were great, the colors they chose were great, and if I had to recommend one, I really love this light champagne color right here called Angel Vibes. I think for the inner corner would be amazing. I even feel like you can maybe melt a little bit of it and like add it as a highlighter right here with your finger. Let me just like, because I feel like that could be a thing. See, just a tiny bit of shimmer highlighter right there, very natural looking. Here we go, we can see it better on this side. So even for a highlighter you can use that one, but also it would be amazing for the eyelid and the inner corner of an eyeshadow look. Plus these are only $8, and for $8 they have incredible quality. All in all, me personally, very big fan of this 1111 Colourpop collection. If you guys are interested in any of the products I talked about today, please shop for them using the links I'm leaving you down below in the description box. If the collection is not available at Ulta, I'll also have the Ulta links down there. And that is all I have for today's video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.